Hello, my dear Scorpio. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between November 1st and November 15, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I used the Spellcasters Tarot with Melanie Marquise and illustrated by Scott Murphy. And I will start shuffling your cards. Knight of Wands and the World card. This is a good start. I call the Divine with Love and Light. And I call the 4 Archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And I call the 6 elements: Earth, Wind, Fire, Water, Spirit, and Ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Scorpio viewers. So, I want my dear Scorpio to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So, my dear Scorpio, I also want to take the chance to tell you that we will have the full moon in Taurus the 4th of November. Sun moved from Libra to your sign Scorpio on the 22nd of October. Mars and Venus is in Libra after their kiss in Virgo on the 10th of October. And Venus is leaving Mars behind, moving into Scorpio November 8th. Jupiter and Venus is conjunct on the 13th of November in Scorpio. Jupiter moved over to Scorpio on the 11th of October. So we will have the new moon also in Scorpio. Much happening in Scorpio here in November 18. And Mercury moves... see here, Mercury moves from Scorpio to Sagittarius the 5th of November. And Sun moves from Scorpio to Sagittarius on the November 22nd. Saturn is moving direct in Sagittarius, and we will have a conjunction of Saturn and Mercury on the 28th of November. Pluto is moving direct in Capricorn, and Neptune is moving retrograde in Pisces. It will station on November 23rd and move direct on the 24th. Uranus is moving retrograde in Aries. Okay, so I will just tune in for a few seconds. Okay, my dear Scorpio. So, the bell that you heard in the beginning, it's bell that I use to clean the energy in the room and also put myself in a little bit of a meditative state. So, my dear Scorpio, this is your future. And this is your now, and this is the past. So, the past will probably be October. Now is the first part of November 2017. And future here is the second part of November going into December. So, okay, the first card for you is the Devil. So, the Devil, that one. The Devil is things that you are addicted to, but it's not beneficial for you. It might be a person. It might be a substance, it might be a certain kind of behavior, attitude, action that you are addicted to, and it feels good, but it's not good. It feels nice, but it doesn't end nice. It feels good when you do it, and it feels bad afterwards. So those kind of things is highlighted here in your past. The Devil is also connected to Capricorn. Capricorn had a little bit... a problematic reading this month, but I don't remember what it was about. So sorry. So, and here we have a Queen of Cups, so that's probably you. And Queen of Cups is she's very easily codependent. If someone is addicted in her near surrounding, she wants to fix them. She wants to help them. And thereby, she is also living in the same mess that the Devil does. Okay, so some of you might be in a relationship with a Capricorn. You might have Capricorn also in your chart, so one might be doing this and the other one try to sort things out. One of you is trying to make a mess and the other one is trying to clean the mess. Capricorn isn't, of course, the Devil. It's just the horned creature became to have a very bad reputation during the Christian age. And therefore everything that was fun to do was pushed back in the shadow, and there it grew and grew and grew into a monster. So when we put things in the shadow like, oh no, I'm not like that, and that is when we lose our awareness of those sides with us, and they will take you over. So the key to any addiction is always awareness. What do you feel? Why do you need to go and take that substance or do that? Take up your cell phone is very classical. Almost every person on earth that has a cell phone is also addicted to their cell phone. They need it to get confirmation that they are important or loved or appreciated, or people are giving attention to them. I'm not an exception, even though I try to keep my social media thingy on a minimal level because I want to live. But I too can be like, oh, is it someone has reached out to me? And when I feel like that, I wait 5 or 10 seconds and I just feel on the feeling before I pick up the darn phone. And sometimes someone has, you know, tried to reach out to me. I always have my phone on silence because I like silence and I don't like to be disturbed when I'm doing my readings. So it's often on silent. So sometimes when I feel this urge to pick up the phone, it's somebody has calling me. So it's not always me being addicted. So you need to learn the difference. Just wait 5 seconds and feel the difference, and then you pick up the phone. Oh, someone's calling me, so then I will feel like that. And if I'm just addicted, I will feel like this. So it's sorting things out, becoming aware of also the small thing that you do. So heightening your voice when you're talking with someone. Why? What kind of gratification does it gives you? What kind of reward do you get? Or when you like act really nice towards someone that's not very nice, not giving anything back, giving a lot to someone that doesn't give back, how does that feel nice? It's usually something that feels nice, but it's not nice. It's not giving you the best outcome. Sometimes it gives you like hell on earth. This is like having a boyfriend or a girlfriend from hell, or having a big chunk of yourself in the shadow. This might be like this person that pretend also that they are all good and their boyfriend is all bad. That's a classic. Or the other way around. That my girlfriend is so dramatic. I'm not a drama queen. Oh no. Someone's writing to me telling me I was a drama queen, and that's typical. Like what you see in others is usually what you have yourself. So when I am complaining like someone is being how can I say, problematic in some way, that's usually me covering up for myself being problematic in that way. So this can be a person acting very good and having a very, very, very dark shadow. Always being nice, but kind of being passive aggressive. So you need to look what it is in your life. It might be very much different things. Notice I just did this thing that the devil did with his hand. Maybe I was waving to him. Hello. Okay, and here we have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is feeling left out in the cold, and that's usually why we have certain addiction, because we don't feel like part of something bigger. We want to be a part of something bigger. We want to be loved. We want to be appreciated. We want to have our needs fulfilled. This is someone that hasn't got their needs fulfilled, and therefore they are kind of acting in one way, but they are really in another way. Or this is half of the truth of them, and this is the other half, and they are trying to play only this to maybe be let in, like being included. And people can see your shadow clear as day. So even if you try to act really timid and nice, they will still see that you are this person underneath. So yes. And I'm often asking myself, like I'm thinking of myself like a timid, nice person, like the Queen of Cups, very loving and gentle. But I at my former workplace, people were a little bit scared of me, to be honest, and I never realized why, but now I know. I had this shadow too. Like, I can think like, oh, I will count to 10 and I won't tell this person what I really think about this stupid idea. And I just swallowed the thing and, you know, went on with my business and said, yes, that's a great idea. Do that. That will work out just fine. And they knew I hated the idea. I should have just told them. So that's a better way to be honest and to be your true self. Like, not just selling yourself off because you want to be loved and appreciated and part of the group. You just stand for who you are. Like, no, that's a terrible idea. From my point of view, that's really terrible. And that's more honest, and people won't be so... you won't have your shadow intimidating people. The real you will instead. That's better. Okay. And here we have a 5 of Swords. So we have 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, feeling left out in the cold, and attack and destruction. So if we can't feel like we are loved, at least we want to be respected. And if we can't be respected, we want to be feared. So I think I've told you this before, Scorpio. 5s are connected to the Taurus, the high priest, the Hierophant, like the person that has their shit together. They are always on top. They know everything. They have their social game together. They know how to act together with other people to get what they want. They are having, like, they are rising in society, getting more and more appreciation because they know how to play everyone's strings and how to behave in this certain culture. So with the 5s, if you don't know the rules, or you don't want to think exactly like them, you can easily become like a pariah or an outcast. So if you feel like you're not fitting in, don't worry, no one does. we have decided upon a set of rules that doesn't work for more than like a little part of society. So don't feel alarmed if you don't feel like you fit in. Okay. So, and the next card is the 2 of Swords. So when you are in this kind of situation and you feel like there's a lack, you don't get what you need, and you might want to either start to intimidate people or to win over them, or to, you know, silently hate them, or whatever you do with the 5 of Swords. This situation with the Devil and the Queen of Cups, either you start to feel left out in the cold, or you will feel like this, and you will either react like this or you will react like this. This is a little bit more cool approach, to be honest, to stay and think things through. Okay, and also to feel. You can see she has the yin and yang symbol there. She's in tune with her body. She knows the fluid inside of her, and the light and the shadow. Her light and her shadow. So 2 of Swords is a good card for meditation. It's putting you in absolute stillness, like not thinking at all. It's called peace in the Tarot. And it is peace. Sometimes it can be peace to the extent that you kind of start to want that peace more than you want anything else. So the peace becomes an addiction. Like, don't run around in here, I'm meditating. Or it can be like this as well, giving people silent treatment because they are so difficult. Like, oh, I won't have any persons in my life because they are so difficult. So that's when you're starting to go from peace to not having a pulse, to kind of becoming an immortal, dried up old prune. And that's going a little bit too far south maybe, but 2 lights here, 2 swords. It's 2 things. It's like you're trying to decide in every situation who you really are. Am I the Devil or am I the Queen of Cups here? Yes, it's good. Take a breather before you say something, before you act upon the feelings inside of you of not being loved and wanting to fight back. Give yourself attention if no one else gives you attention, and go within and think like, okay, what is this situation? What is the best approach here? And sometimes if we want to act really like emotionally mature. These guys aren't. You kind of maybe need to fake it before you make it. Here you want to just act out, and here you won't. So here you might act very logic, even if you don't. And it's kind of connecting back to what I told you, kind of agreeing with that idea is wonderful when it isn't. But it's also not. Because this kind of thing it's another situation. Instead of just agreeing with everything, you are acting very emotionally mature, and you don't control the situation, and you don't take things personally, but you express yourself very sharp and honest. Not in a sharp way hurting, but in a sharp way against you, causing you to have a little bit of an adrenaline rush because you're exposing yourself. That kind of truth, not that kind of a truth that exposes and kills others and you know, make them kneel before you, like with the Five of Swords. It's not that. You're supposed to expose yourself with this kind of truth. It's self-awareness, not being aware of other people's problems, but being aware of your problem. And seeing you and getting to know you and getting to the bottom of your feelings and your addictions and your needs and everything. Like, start to listen to yourself. Start to express yourself. Okay, so good. It seems like you have things under control. Okay, you know what you are up against and you know how it feels, and you are not acting irrational. So that's really good. Thank you, Scorpio, for being such a good disciples. I'm also a disciple, you know. I'm learning together with you here. So don't imagine something else. And here we have the Chariot. So you're off to new adventures. So this is a Sagittarius energy, Cancer energy inside the Chariot, and you're like a shooting star. So instead of being in the netherworld, you can see the coloration of the sky here. Instead of being in this dark place, you yourself become light, because you become light, the light of your awareness. It might be that you are leaving parts of your behind. You might leave like difficult people behind, because maybe you don't need them to show you your shadow anymore. Maybe you got it. You kind of, yes, okay, I get it. So you don't have to stay in abusive, difficult situation just to be like, have this monster growling here. So you will be able to, okay, I see you, and I know I have you inside of me. So I will promise I checked that out, but for now I'm leaving. So you don't have to stay in abusive relationship or abusive situation or another situation that's hell on earth just because it teaches you a lot of things. You can take the teaching and get the H out of there. Okay, next card for you is Four of Cups, so that's good. We have Queen of Cups here, and Four of Cups is very Cancerian energy with you, Scorpio, here. That's a crab. That must be something that's kind of in the middle between Scorpio and Cancer. So meditation seems to be a good idea. Feeling inwardly, letting the scenes that plays out inside of you play out, and just watch it. Okay, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Am I upset about something? What is that? Without like getting yourself entangled in the stories, just watching them like you were the one listening to these stories and someone else is telling them. So keeping your awareness clear, this is really good. This is getting to know your inside, staying with the pain, staying with the things that doesn't feel so nice, and just digesting them. That's very good. The next card is the Seven of Swords, so it's a little bit on and off again. It might be that you're dealing with a swords person, or any kind of person that has a little bit like a difficulty with yielding. That might be you. It's very hard to yield sometimes and say, okay, you are right, forgive me, because that costs something. not from you, but from your ego, the part of you that's supposed to take care of you and your body and see to that you don't get hurt. But it's like it has become an entity of its own, and has taken over the world and make it to an awful place. And what we need now is our soul to take place in our body instead, and be a better protector and more honest protector, also a more honest, like not only protecting you, but also others in a certain kind of way, you know, when you express yourself really clearly. So here with the Seven of Swords and Five of Pentacles, it might be for some of you that you feel left out in the cold. Maybe someone has left you or taken a distance towards you, and you feel left out in the cold, and you say, nah, I didn't love them anyway. So that's the ego way to do things. Even if the person that did this or left you out in the cold were like a really abusive, I want to say shitty person, it doesn't mean that you have to stop loving them. That's also hurting yourself. So don't do that. Keep it real. Keep it truthful. You don't have to, you know, become Gollum and like, I don't love them. I don't love them instead of this. My precious, you will be the other way around and be obsessive with not loving them. Well, I don't. That's the ego talking. So you can still love them, and they can still be abusive, and you can still leave them. Everything can be there. You don't have to, well, if I leave them, I need to stop love them. No, you don't have to. If I stay, I need to endure. No, you don't have to. We want things simple. We don't want contradictions, but life is full of contradictions, and everything that you resist persists. Everything, when you lie to yourself, it will stay like in your space, trying to get your awareness like, here I am, look at this lie. Yes you do, I don't love you. Yes you do. So try to keep things real, very grounded and real. Try to be very here and now. And with the Seven of Swords, you might encounter someone that tries to pretend like they don't love you. Well, act like they don't. If they act in a way that they don't love you, take their word for it. Don't see, well, he's lovely in that way, but she said the last year that she loved me. Always go on the action of people. The action says so much more than words. And even if they do love you and pretend like they don't love you, they are still stupid. Okay, they are still doing hurtful things towards you. So read them by their actions, not by their words. So if they're saying stupid things, you say, okay, I hear you. You don't love me. You don't want to commit. You don't want to have like an loyal, honest, truthful communication or relationship. And there is where we have a conflict. And that is why I'm going to leave you. So keep it real, keep it honest, don't sell yourself short. Okay, and here we have a Seven of Pentacles. When you try to heal from addiction or people being not so nice towards you, or yourself being not so nice towards you, it will take time. And this person tries to nurture a plant to health, and it will take time. She wants some kind of fruition out of this, and it will take time. So patience is your best friend. Here we have Seven of Swords and Seven of Pentacles. So it might feel like if you get a certain distance between something that you want but can't have, or you know it's bad for you, it's an addiction, or they didn't want you, this might be very challenging. The sevens are always with challenges. It might be challenging because you want it to be just over. You want to kind of forget about them. But here you know that you will remember them and it will take a long time before life will come to some kind of order again. You can't just replace one person with another or one situation with another. You know that there's going to be like a gap in between when you won't feel really happy, when you feel like you're hanging in the balance, and you kind of want time to speed up so you can experience something else. But the sevens is challenges. They are spiritual challenges. They don't want you to escape and be somewhere else. You are supposed to be in this limbo and feeling like this because it has some kind of key to you, some kind of message, some kind of epiphany, some kind of beautiful experience that will change and alter your life forever. So don't miss out on this opportunity just because it feels uncomfortable and you will rather be like, well, I'm already over her. I don't know why we were together in the first place, but while really you are going here and just wishing your days to end, so there will come a time when you can experience something else that was equally bad or equally good. You want life in your life, and currently it's no life. It's kind of, it's a situation where you have gotten away to think about things, and here you really have the time to do it. Think about things. Get it real. Don't lie to yourself. Have patience. Stay in the now. Don't try to flee from yourself or from the situation, because you have something important to learn here and now. Well, and here we have the moon. So the moon is kind of the dark night of the soul. We need to go down here to figure this out with the devil and the Queen of Cups, like this. Why am I a codependent person to this, either this entity inside of me that's acting like stupid, or a person outside of me, or both? It's like you being your own worst enemy, and you need to figure out why. Why am I my own worst enemy? So here we have this beautiful dark night of the soul. It's a perfect time and place to do this. So we have this little entity. It's going to leave its element of water and going on this road here into it's a dark night of the soul. It's a cube there. It's some peculiar symbols in this reading I don't really get, but the cube it's standing for masculinity, and the moon card is a very feminine card. It's very curvy. It's very like in tune with the nature cycles and menstruation, and well, PMS as well. So this is like going into a PMS state, or like a state where you feel depressed, and it's in this state you will find the greatest treasures. So the greatest treasures might be like this cube here. Maybe it's containing your divine masculinity that's now has been a little bit distorted, because we are taught to become like nice well-adjusted citizens, and that is making our rebellious side, if we're very rebellious to our nature, it will become this black cube, like it's squeezed in there but it's still like affecting, like radiating out almost radioactivity. So I think it's one of the clues. And also you have the divine masculine in the shape or form of a domesticated dog and a wild wolf. So that's the wild man and the domesticated man. So you're going to find out more about your like your domesticated side and your wild side, and it's some mysteries buried here that's very important. It's like a treasure. It's, yes, it might ooze radioactivity now, but when you open it up you will find a treasure in there. When you become your true self, when you don't compress and hide away parts of yourself. And it's a very shadowy landscape. It's easy to go lost. It's easy to have like epiphanies that's not really epiphanies. They turn out to be something else. But it's supposed to be like this. You're supposed to be a little bit lost during this time. And you're supposed to have it a little bit boring. Like, boring is really good for spiritual awakening. Stay with the boredom. Be really bored for days on end. Also, maybe not talking. Could be a good idea. We have the Two of Swords, not talking here. Don't talk so much. Try to listen more. Try to be more inside yourself. Listen to your own feelings, your own reaction, what another person is saying to you. Find out who you are. It's like you have a monster inside of you that actually is your friend. and you need to befriend it. You need to get to know it. It has been like expelled and doomed and, you know, not welcomed for too long a time. And now it needs to become a part of you. And it's going to be a very beneficial part of you, I reckon. So here we have your future. And it's a temperance card. So that is like learning about a new culture, integrating your shadow, and meeting someone that's kind of have your whole shadow on the outside while you have their shadow on the outside. So meeting someone that seems totally different from you and feeling this instant attraction because they actually hold a part of you that you are denying yourself to be. So for example, if you're a very good girl like this, you will be very drawn to the devil kind of persons. So this might be one thing. We are thinking like, why are these good girls always? Because they have this entity in their shadow. They're just pretending to be nice because this is how we want girls these days. We want them to be nice. And with boys, it can be the other way around. It doesn't have to be, I'm just generalizing here, but of course it can be the other way around, like a girl being like this. And okay, so we say this is a guy that's acting all tough, acting like he's a real badass, and really has this delicate flower inside of him, and really he's maybe, you know, highly sensitive and you know, afraid to go out at night, and really fragile to what people say. He's just having a really like cool and frightening exterior. So this is your shadow, and it's going to come here. It wants to integrate with you, and it seems to be in a speed. It might be happening like you're going on a retreat, maybe some kind of retreat, going somewhere where you can find yourself and you have the time to find out who you are and getting to know this shadow of yours. And you can see this is an kind of an angel. It's more like Nike, but it's an angel, and you have the devil here. And usually the horses are two, one black and one white, but here we have kind of the shadow, and the light is in the Chariot instead. So it's showing the masculine energy of Sagittarius being the arrow, and the Cancer's receptive of being like very passive and just being like a delicate flower, like this here. And in this allegory, of course, this is Sagittarius, and this is Cancer. And this is Sagittarius and that is Cancer, and this is how your demons play so well with one another, and you feel so this extreme attraction. So it's just for you to see yourself, get to know yourself. Next card is the Ace of Cups. So someone might be falling in love or finding through hard meditation and like really good soul work, finding their source. Finding out who they are, like what they really feel, finding their heart, expressing their heart as well. So it might be scary, like we are often very afraid of our emotions, but it seems it goes well here. I'm hesitating because I have said this with other readings, and then they have been hell to pay here in the late November, so therefore I'm a little bit cautious. But you see, it's love here, and it's a lot of hate and lies and deceptions and, you know, winning and everything. So it seems here that love will prevail, but we'll see. I'm not saying hurrah before we have done this reading. Okay, it seems nice. Okay, we're still cool. You're still all right, Scorpio. Here we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is when you start to talk, when you start to tell people, like, this is who I am now. This is what I've discovered about myself. This is the changes that will become out of this. And you are maybe not going to recognize me, but I want your support in this process that I'm going through. I'm going to become more honest, and I'm going to tell you when you hurt me. From now on, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to be passive aggressive. I'm going to tell you so we can fix the problem. It's a little bit like this. And instead of doing stupid things and acting out, I will tell you how I feel, and we will find a solution. So Three of Pentacles is very good. It's like doing the work, fixing health problems, getting like 5-step, 3-step maybe agenda to how to live a healthier lifestyle. I will wake up with yoga, I will do meditation in the midday, and I will do mindfulness exercise before I go to sleep. So now we have a plan. And the plan is coming from this Two of Swords, like withdrawing a little bit into yourself, being very aware of your own reactions, and Seven of Pentacles, having a boring time, and then you will find solutions. So this is how they come. You can listen to, you know, really smart people and try to get to know when they get their brightest idea. It's not usually when they are, you know, trying to figure it out, like thinking so it comes smokes out of their ears. It's when they are driving home with their car, or filling up the pool, taking a shower. That's, oh, eureka, that's when it comes. So when you still yourself, you will find a solution to any kind of problem with any kind of devil or addiction that you have. And the next card is Strength. So that's another kind of that's another way to do things. It's the strength of your soul instead of the strength of your ego. So that's very prosperous. And you see this is a Leo, so some of you might be dealing with a Leo person, might be a water person or fire person is what I see. We have Sagittarius twice here, Leo, and a lot of water, earth as well, air. Oh, so we have everything. Okay, this is a better way to do things, to be like in your own soul strength instead of the ego strength. So this has been a shift, and see all your natural instincts are starting to collecting up in the center of your being, in your inner volcano. And the inner volcano is probably the devil, like your true strength. It has come out as like distorted version because you didn't like it, and now you have like you see it, and therefore you will be able to use it where it's best suited. For example, if you're a very strong person but you are pretended to be like rather obedient, you might become like being a strong person with the persons that's closest to you. You might become, you know, aggressive and angry and acting out, but with other people you act really timid, even when a person maybe really hurts you, because we are not supposed to be strong and act out. So now here with the Strength card, it's like the other way around. You learn to be nice towards the people that's really there for you and held your back, and you will be strong and decisive and saying what's what to people that actually deserves it, where it's really needed. So this is the real kind of strength when you are going up, facing also authority, people that actually have some power in your life, not just yelling to your children, but actually telling your boss that this is not all right. This is not a good situation. We need to change this. So that's a real, it's a new bravery that's wakening up here, and it's coming through the lies of your heart. So listen to your emotions. They probably have the clue to how to become this strong and soul fulfilled. And here we have a little bit of a little page with a very big sword. Okay, so it's like you have found a solution, you found a conclusion also here. Page of Swords is all about truth and honesty. It's like you will be able to speak your truth out from your emotions. From now on, you will be able to defend yourself when someone hurts you. You will tell the truth where it's needed. Like, I don't like that. It makes me feel like this. Or this is how I want to be treated from now on. So Ace of Swords is a very revolutionary energy. You have the Strength here, is also very rebellious. So I think people won't recognize you, maybe. You will grow up. Page of Swords is very young, but you are learning and you are becoming more mature. It's like you start to master your words, being able to tell people how it feels instead of just keeping your mouth shut and acting out. So this is much better. And of course, it can always be Scorpio being in some situation with a person that's acting out and you just try to, you know, be cool about it and non-dramatic. So it can go either way. Like they can be, this is what you're dealing with, maybe a person that needs to be able to start to communicate their true emotions, and up till now they have just been like hopeless, just screaming and acting out and behaving like badly when they really needed to expose their true feelings. So very good. Okay, so I'll take some cards from the astrology reading cards by Alison Chester Lambert, and we have Venus and Aries here. So, the part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. So you have a part of you that really likes the beauty, but it might become distorted, you know. You might become like, I want this, I need this, Gollum kind of style, my precious. And here's the Aries. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading, impulsive action is likely. So I think you have a very strong shadowy side that it's almost like the old kings from the olden days that roamed around the world, robbing other towns and stealing their treasures. So I wouldn't be surprised if Scorpio have been kings in earlier lifetimes. Maybe, you know, maybe you have been the responsible for a siege in Jerusalem, or maybe you were a Viking destroying the convicts of northern England. Anyway, this is a warrior energy, someone that wants to own stuff that's beautiful, someone that wants to overindulge. So this is what you're dealing with. Either you deal with a person that's like this, or you have this in your shadow, or not in your shadow at all. It might be very visible. Usually it's very visible for other people, maybe not so visible for you. What can we say more with this? It's a very strong energy. It's Aries, it's the head, it's power. So it's what I said, if you can't get the love, you will replace it with stuff, or being like addicted to, it might be a shopaholic addiction, for example. Instead of, you know, robbing convicts, you are going into the store and buying a lot of things. Oh, maybe stealing them as well, but that was a joke, okay. So, and you see this sword here, it seems very significant with the sword. The sword can be used to free, and it can be used to kill. So be sure to do it the right way, like use it to deliberate and to make like good things and make the world more beautiful, instead of making like destroying things to have them for yourself. Sharing could be a good idea, like and find out why you want to have this certain thing, why you have this certain addiction, and that you will figure out with your feelings. What is it that makes you feel so good when you do this thing that you're addicted to? We have this, it was taking a jump, but and also that card. It's the card with the masks that we saw. It's like having two different ways of being. One side is one way and the other side is another way. So, but here we go again with the devil kind of thing. It's some circular routine. You might be addicted to the devil outside of you because you need him on your inside. So if you have a person that's acting really stupid and, you know, being aggressive, maybe you are supposed to defend yourself more aggressively. That might be your shadow. And if you think that a person is over dramatic, maybe you are supposed to become a little bit more dramatic. Show your feelings a little bit more clearly. Usually when a shadow comes, you know, again and again and again and again, it wants to be seen. It's like this white horse. It wants to catch your awareness, and you can see it, so you can liberate yourself from this eternal merry-go-round with this kind of addictive behavior. You might not have any addiction yourself, but you might be addictive to addictive people. Okay. So intense, very red, very passionate. You can use this to make love instead of war. Okay, so my dear Scorpio, and it seems like you will here. It looks very hold together. I think this is a lot what you're leaving behind. It just wants to show you your shadow, this first card. And here we have creative explosion. Yes, of course, when you have the devil like this, or this energies like Venus and Aries and this merry-go-round and the devil like that, it's of course it's creativity. Like instead of hoarding wealth and stuff, you can actually be a creator of wealth and stuff, like becoming an artist or something. Creative explosion. I'll try to open the right side here. Driving forces, then we need to be close. It is time to release and set free your creative vibration. Whatever you choose to experience is appropriate and well-timed. It is a part of the quest you are encountering and engaging with at this moment in your life. Open this up and watch as your world explodes in front of your eyes, bringing forth an amazing transformation. I think this is the cube on the picture. Like, it's like a part of your own masculinity, even if you're a female, that you don't like. And it contains like your strength and your creative vibration. So when you befriend this, there will be a creative explosion. You will have so much more energy, because when you have put a part of yourself, your life force, in the basement, like put it down in the shadow with the devil, becoming the devil, it's actually like you're storing half of your energy down there. And when you take it back, you will have this creative explosion. And there's no limit to what you can create, especially with this fiery row of energy here. I think we will see amazing things from Scorpio. Okay, my dear Scorpio, I hope this helped. I want to welcome you back to the late November readings in the beginning of November. It will be from the 16th to the 30th of November, and I will present it in the beginning of November. So welcome back then, and take really good care. Okay, bye-bye.